All right, all right. Hi, I'm Carm Taglia with Top 3 Roofers, Roofing Rep Marketing. And today I've got my man, Blair Witkowski. Nice Italian name, Blair Witkowski.
Good job on the pronunciation. Very proud of you there.
I know my brother there, he married into Polish. I think he's actually more Polish than Italian now. So, yeah, pumped to have you on, man. Just to give you a little bit of background on Blair without going nuts. Coastal marketing strategies. He's got Garage Door Galaxy, Gutter Pro. He's heavy into contractor marketing, especially into garage doors and gutters.
That's right, man. Awesome.
And you're out in Bluffington, South Carolina. So anybody out in Bluffington, South Carolina that wants to work with a sharp
Yeah, definitely.
dude
Yeah, if you're
that
if you're a
is,
gutter or garage guy anywhere in the country, I'm happy to work with you.
I love it, man. And you work with your a small band with you work with your son, your partner
Yeah,
with your
so
son.
yeah, my oldest son works with me. He lives in Charlotte. My niece also works with me. She lives just outside of Atlanta. I have my awesome ops manager in Wisconsin, and like all of us, we've got some couple people in the Philippines.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Beautiful. Well, yeah, I mean, let's just open this up. I mean, let's just dive right in. What is the most, contractors are still stuck on with their marketing in 2026?
Well, it's lead generation, and what really prompted this was so cool is I saw your Facebook post when we were talking about AI and contractors and everything, and we've gone very, very heavy with gutters and garage guys into getting real calls from the AI. And when I say, the AI, we're talking about Chat GPT and Claude, Perplexity, Gemini, all of that. And of course, the AI overviews. And actually, I just had a client call this morning. I got off of before I hopped on with you, where I was able to go into his Google Analytics and I was like, "Look, man, look how much traffic you get from Chat GPT now. Like you didn't have this last year, you have it now." So that's what we're really focused on. Among just making the phone ring, but that's like the new one of the new frontiers.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, it's the whole no-click search is coming. We just did a webinar yesterday on getting less traffic. What are you going to do? How are you going to convert more with that less traffic? Yeah, I mean, I think our issue really over here, at least for us, is tracking a phone call that never goes to like it's hard to track a phone call coming straight out of Chat GPT because it's not like you could have a phone swap on that, right? Are you solving like how are you solving for that? Like I know that's a big challenge for us with our contractors.
It is where there's a lot of things you can do, but really it's too early in the game, I think, to accurately be able to track it. All you really have to go on is training. So if you're a business owner, especially a contractor, you want to know where your business is coming from.
Yeah, we're gonna
Every
spend
time
that money, right? You're
yeah,
like,
every time someone calls, "Hey, how'd you find me?" And when someone's like says Google, that's not good enough. It's like, I always tell my clients, I'm like, "Hey, tell them that you work with this crazy web guy and that's not a good enough answer. Just blame me." Say, "Where on Google? What did you search for? What button did you click?" And people will tell you.
yeah, yeah, you do, and it's that personal touch too. Like everybody thinks it's just set it and forget, and marketing and computers and AI and everything takes care of this stuff. Like I really think the AI element is gonna exacerbate the human element. I think being a human is really a top thing coming in the near future because you see the AI sea of messaging out there. It's the same stuff over and over. So how do you differentiate, right? So I think being a human really will drive that in the future.
I am amazed at how people searching for businesses has changed. And even me. Think about, for anyone watching this, the last, 10, 15 things you just searched and how it's changed. I mean, I actually I want to buy a new gravel bike and do a couple gravel races. And I was on Chat GPT. I was like, "Hey, I have this bike and I have this bike, and they're both old, and this is what I do." And I had this long conversation to help me pick a bicycle. It was nuts. But people right now, I've even seen my older kids, like when they're home for the holidays and stuff, go into Chat GPT and search for the best this, the closest this, who does this. It blows my mind, and more people are doing that. And like with the garage doors, what's happening now is the compound search, right? So for you with the roof, a roof is a little bit longer sales funnel because unless you've got like a leak and it's pouring, no one wakes up and like, "Oh, I'm getting my roof replaced today." Whereas you woke up and the garage door won't go up. And so they grab their phone and rather than saying garage door company, Poughkeepsie, New York, they're now saying, "Who is the best garage door company in Poughkeepsie, New York with a 5-star BBB rating who's open right now, right? So you just took 7 searches into one thing, and that's what the AI is gonna return.
And if you don't have the information out there, I mean, to me, I see the future as like a little prediction is these platforms are greedy, right? Like they want you, Facebook wants you on Facebook, Google wants you. I mean, I think they're going to keep you into the AI. They're never going to go to your website. It's just going to take your website and do whatever it's going to do on the AI, and that's going to be the search engine results, and just keep you there. I don't think anyone's ever going to go to your website, and that's just going to be like your website's a database, I guess.
Well,
Like,
I
how do you?
mean, for guys, like, for roofers who I mean, because I know you're at the I mean, we've had a lot of conversations. I know you're at the front of all this like I am, and it's actually great. So, I don't care if someone doesn't go to their website anymore because I am getting people inside of the AI answers. I mean, that's we've been doing it. I think I like to joke and think I was one of the first people to put on my website as a service AI SEO. I did that a long time ago. And we're getting really good results. And we've talked about it and shared our secrets and stuff. And we'll talk about some of that here too. But I mean, if you can get inside of Gemini AI overviews, Google AI, and Chat GPT, that phone is going to ring.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, what do you think are like some of the lies that contractors are being told? Like, it's almost like a scary thing. Like, we see these Terminator movies. We see, I mean, there's so many movies about AI going crazy, right? Especially in the '80s, right? War games, stuff like
Yeah.
that. Okay, I feel like these guys are being fed like this, like who be fear. But I mean, you should embrace it. Like, I think it's like exciting and it's like something new. And I kind of feel like it's the internet fixing itself from using what like roofers, contractors, what they're good at. They're good at trust. They're good at building things and doing things. Like I think you could take that now and then give it to the AI, and the AI is going to recognize you and they're going to reward you, right? And pat you on the back.
Yeah, you just brought up two interesting things about that. One of what people are scared about with the AI. One of the problems with the AI for people who really are like all in and can use it is can help you do things at scale and more of it and more and more. So what are we being bombarded with right now? The spam calls, the ringless voicemail drops, cold calls, cold email. Like it never before has a contractor received so much just noise. And then all these the messaging is getting so good because remember, if someone sends you a cold email or a warm email, marketing email, which I'm sure you and I both do as well. I do. If you're watching this, I probably have sent, you're a gutter guy in the country. I've sent you a cold email. I know. Um, but you can even take a goofball and make them sound awesome in these emails now, right? You can take Chat GPT, have them write this awesome email, an email sequence, and you can literally say, I want this to scare or make this gutter installer alarmed that they're missing out, and it will write the content. So the big thing is for contractors who are being marketed to is you've got to, take a pause and decipher who is sending it, what their experience is. Can they prove it? Can they back it up? I mean, look, I've been on your website. We've talked like you have proof. You rank tons of roofers. I mean, I rank tons of garage door guys. So if you're working with an SEO agency, that should be your first question, man. Hey, where are your reviews? Can I talk to some of your clients? Show me your proof. I mean, without doubt.
Yeah, all day. Like I always tell, prospects like, hey, you could call any one of my guys. My guys love me. Like we love them. Like when you work with somebody, I mean, you really do become part of their family, especially when you work with them for 5 years, 8 years, 10 years. I mean, I've been doing this like you. I've been around this 25 plus years, right? So yeah, we have clients that are that old. So, you become family with them, So at the end of the day, that whole trust factor, you really got to play into that.
And you're right. We were talking off camera. The other thing right now is, and you hate to say it, it's pretty much impossible for the average business owner, the average contractor to do all this themselves. There was a time, like a year or two ago, maybe 2 years ago, that, if you were a roofer, a plumber, electrician, a garager guy, your office manager could spend a couple hours a month on YouTube and kind of learn the basics and actually make the phone ring. And those days have vanished. If you're not working full time with a marketing company, I think that, and that's us, not us, saying, oh, you got to work with someone. It doesn't have to be us, it could be anyone, but you better have someone in your corner who knows what they're doing and doing this because you are 100% going to be left behind. And the guys who are like really jumping on the AI SEO and jumping on Facebook ads, LSA ads, they're the ones winning right now.
Oh yeah. I always tell people, DIY, that's great starting out. DFY, it's like grandma's cooking, right? Like there's gonna be that recipe. She's done it a million times over. She does it with love. Like that's grandma's cooking. That's grandma's recipe. And it's the same thing with like, yeah, working with a reputable company that you have a relationship with. Like they're gonna go all out for you, and they do this 24/7, and they're always learning, always improving, always trying to get after the next thing and stay on top of the next thing as well.
You know, it's what's cool about the AI, what it exposed is a business's weakness or the weakness of the company that they were working with or are
Yeah.
working with now. Because part of showing up inside of all these AI platforms, it is just good SEO. And if you're not, showing up now, like, so I always say, people are always like, hey, how do you, where do I even start with AI SEO for my company, things like that. I mean, you want to do an AI audit of yourself. I mean, you want to start going on to all these platforms, asking it about you, your company. What does it think of your company? What are my hours? This is very telling. Go into Chat GPT and ask AI, what are your business hours? And I bet half of you guys will be surprised at the answer because it's going to show you closed when you're open and it's going to have the wrong information. And you'll clearly see that because that's what Google sees. Remember, the AI is not like it's super smart. They're just using, Google's using AI too now. So if your Google Maps isn't showing up sometimes, it could be simple things like that.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, even the messaging, like it comes down to what is my core messaging? What is my mission statement? I've done that throughout the years is keep testing and refining my own messaging because it's got to resonate with your audience. And people think that, with AI, I'll just whatever it spits out, that's like the word of God. It's not. You really got to push that thing. You really got to know how to train it, use it, push it, and dial things in.
What do you think as a homeowner with a roofer? What do you think their biggest problem is as far as a homeowner? Like they're like, okay, I need a new roof or I want a new roof. And then what do they do? What's the big thing for their pain point right now?
Yeah, it's that next step, right? It's like, okay, what are my next steps? What are my options? How am I going to pay for this thing? Those are the things keeping them up at night. I still talk to a lot of roofers that don't offer financing. Well, okay, outside of the insurance work, if you want to sell retail, how are they going to pay for that? And do you have those financing options for them in
And you
front of
you
them?
can basically finance any home improvement project or home repair at this point. I actually had the privilege of talking to one of the co-founders of House Call Pro. And he was telling me that your technician in the field, if you're using House Call Pro and you sign up for the financing options, literally on the job site, you're an HVAC guy and the HVAC replacements, 10, 15 grand. The technician right there can turn their phone around and have the homeowner apply for financing right then and there. And they have all this data points and everything. It was such a great conversation. House Call Pro is a great platform. I mean, it was very impressive talking with them.
Yeah, I like Hospital Pro. That's one of my favorites. Job Nimbus is another one of my favorites. But yeah, I mean, just that right there, right? A lot of it is I get a lot of complaints from roofers. Oh, we got these tire kickers, and well, maybe you're creating your own tire kickers. If you don't have that option to finance them and get that deal done right there, and they're kicking it down the road and they're talking to other people, you're putting time into your sales cycle. Don't do that. Like, try to iron that out, right? I do it myself. It's like, okay, if you're ready to party, let's party. Let's go right now. I have everything ready to go. I don't want to extend my sales cycle.
The AI can help the roofers and these contractors follow up with those people. So if they're not ready to buy today, and sometimes there are legit reasons, it's not just that we're bad salespeople. There might be something that they're not ready for it. I mean, these AI follow-ups in your CRM are amazing. I mean, it really keeps you in front of your client and your potential client.
That's another thing. They say the average it takes 8 attempts to make a sale, like your chances increase by like 80%. But most people don't even they don't follow up or follow up once. And then after that, maybe they give up after 3 attempts. But they say it's 8, so it's like misaligned, right?
Well, I tell my garage door guys, and we talk about this is, if someone is replacing a door that is not broken, they just want to upgrade a door. I want a better door. I want a more beautiful door. I want windows, whatever. They're usually going to get 2 to 3 quotes. And I'm trying to train the garage door guys, my clients. I'm like, when you give a quote, you need to say, hey, if you get other quotes and there's a price difference or a question difference or a warranty difference, please give me the opportunity to talk to you about it. And you don't always have to just discount. Sometimes that second conversation when they're looking at a competitor's quote, you can close and sell them. They might not read it right. I mean, just little things like that.
Yeah, I mean, always quality, right? Quality value. I never give discounts. I hate giving discounts because I like to have like a Costco mentality where everything is a good value. I have things priced at a good value and I give a lot, right? And as a roofer contractor, I mean, you should also kind of have that mentality. It's not apples to apples. When you're looking at other people's bids and quotes and stuff like that, you could tell like, oh, they're missing out on this. They're cutting this corner. They're doing this, or their project manager, they're using the lowest grade subs, the subs that have gotten kicked out of, other crews, right? So it's not always apples to apples, right?
Do you see a lot of your roofing clients? I mean, are they asking like, "Hey, how do I get found in the AI more and more?"
Yeah, so, like, onto that, they are very aware of that. They're very scared that that's coming. But it's like, okay, well, we do have to tackle that, but let's get the foundation done first. You can have all the great AI in the world, but I mean, if you can't get found on Google Maps, and you've got 2 reviews and they're 3.5 stars, right? It's all for naught, right? So at the end of the day, you do have to do foundational for stuff first, and then I like to use that AI where it's like, let's get ahead of this thing right now because this is where it's going to be. Why not get at the forefront? Everybody would like to have bought Bitcoin when Bitcoin first came out, or Amazon stock when Amazon stock first came out, right? I had an aunt that bought UPS stock when it first came out and she died, multimillionaire, right? So at the end of the day, get ahead of the stuff now. Now's the time. It's going to be cheaper now. It's only going to get more expensive as you let it go on, right?
Yeah. You talk about Google Maps. I mean, Google Maps obviously is not going anyplace, but I cannot believe the amount of paid search in the results now. You've got ads above the map, you got ads inside of the map, you got ads throughout the bottom of the regular SERPs, and then you got an ads at the bottom of the page. It really is crazy. But I mean, I'm all in on getting business from Gemini and Chat GPT. And so let's say you have a service area business, right? So for people watching, they always know the difference with Google Maps. There's two types of Google Maps. One that has your address, and then one where your address is hidden. Maybe you work from home, maybe you never got it verified, whatever. And, it's hard to rank a service area business, but Chat GPT can kind of make up some of that lost traction because it can recommend you and show up because the results are very different when you're searching for companies. The regular straight Google 10 blue links is very different sometimes from the AI overview and very different from what Chat GPT says. So there's an opportunity if you're not doing well in other places, you can kind of do better inside of the AI and jump ahead of people.
Definitely. I mean, that's a good point, right? It's just another platform, basically. It's just another channel to get found in front of. These channels, they try to play well right now, but you can also see like they're starting to fight. You're starting to go into Chat GPT or any kind of AI, whatever, and then the links aren't there. They make you dig for the links to actually go. They're making it more difficult to get off that platform. So just I kind of always keep that in mind that these guys are greedy. They want your money. They want to
They
be the
want their money.
biggest.
They do. I mean, that's because Chat GPT is rolling out chat ads soon, so you can advertise pretty soon inside of Chat GPT, which will be crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna that's how I always tell people, like, they're just waiting to monetize it, but I'll tell you what, the moment they do monetize it, I'm on board because that's gonna be the lowest cost per acquisition that you're probably gonna have at that point, and just like everything else, it's gonna get more expensive over
Right.
time,
It
right?
is. It is
I mean,
crazy.
think of how Google Ads used to be beautiful. You could actually just run an ad, have a sale, and that would be it. Nowadays, it's like, oh man, like they're really cutting into your profit margins, you know?
But the AI, like we were talking about, is a good starting point. I always tell people whether if you can't afford to work with a company, there's some of this you can do yourself in the beginning, but it gets to the point where it's just too much. But everyone, all contractors, whatever your niche is, needs to start with doing their own like AI visibility report. What does the AI say about you, your company, your hours, your reviews? Another very telling fact, ask AI who owns a company. How many people, I know this is for roofers, how many roofers, their name is nowhere on that website. There is no picture of the owner standing in front of their first truck. There's no backstory. There's no how this guy started. People want that kind of stuff. Not only does AI want that, but people actually want to read that. It's more endearing, and then it anchors you to the neighborhood. So they're like, "Oh, this guy's been doing roofs here for 20 years." It's you can say on a banner, "Local roof for 20 years." That doesn't mean anything, but it does mean something to show the owner of the company doing his first roof job or on a roof 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Maybe not be on the roof anymore, but having
Yeah.
those pictures are important because the AI will also grab those pictures and put it in their results.
And it's the kind of things that trust, right? Like it's in my search through AI, it's weird the things that like I thought BBB was about to be dead. For some reason it trusts BBB. I thought Reddit, I'm like, Reddit, this is like for my kid's doing like Super Mario video games and he wants a walkthrough or something. Like it trusts Reddit. It trusts the years you've been in business. And obviously you can't go back in time and be like, well, I want to start my business 30 years ago. You either started your business the day you started it or not. But then going back to like what you were saying about the errors, I know that people have out there that their business has only been around 3 or 5 years, when in fact, maybe that's when they registered their Google business profile, but it's really been in business for 20, 30 years,
Yeah.
So like you're
And it
saying with
also
that.
shows if you ever worked with like a bad marketing company or bad SEO company that, it's no secret in our industry that many people just will buy these crazy services off of Fiverr, cheap black hat stuff. And the AI really picks up on that. So doing your audit is super important. And then, once you have that AI audit, once you've done your due diligence, on you and your competitors, you want to make that into your master list. And, while we're talking about this, you can use the AI to do that. So, you can play it against each other. Like one of the ways that we'll do an audit or I will do an AI audit is I will go to Chat GPT to ask all the questions, but I'll take all the information and go over to Claude and do the work in Claude and have Claude like, curate it, go through it, put it into charts and give me notes and then say, hey, tell me where I'm missing, tell me what needs to be done. And because the second part of getting found in AI after you figure it out is where are you not the answer? And then that is what you need to work on. So if there's questions people are asking that is not on your website or any of your platforms, you need to go fix that. Every roofer, every contractor needs to have a Medium account. They need to be posting on LinkedIn and having articles. And hence, you're probably thinking, well, how the heck do you want me to do that? That's why you work with someone like you who's doing that for them, and that's all going in that's feeding the AI machine because it is a battle of content. Short form video, doing podcasts, things like this are super important because the AI, you'll take this little clip, put on YouTube Shorts, and the shorts can show up inside of Chat GPT.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. So how are you doing? Like, what are the steps that everybody should be doing? Like you said, it starts with the audit.
Yeah.
So how are
Oh,
you doing?
I'll tell you the secrets. I wrote all my steps out for you too because
You're the
we
man,
do so
Blair.
many different things, but I broke it down really simple. So you do your own audit. You want to know. You're basically looking for the search, what I call the search gap. What questions beyond your company? What questions are people asking about your industry, your service, your service it that actually doesn't have an answer? You can when you Google something and you're searching for it, and just like you mentioned, Reddit and Facebook, when social media comes up before search results and a website, that's a search gap. That's an opportunity for a business owner to actually be in front of other people. So you kind of want to come up with anywhere from 20 to 50 questions about that. And there are great platforms out there that, let's say you can't hire an SEO company right now, but there are AI visibility reports that people can get, out there for anywhere from like, 50 to $100 done. And it will give you a lot of data. But what you're looking for is a list of like, 30, 40, 50, 100 questions that people are asking about your niche and industry in a certain area. You're doing this by city. So you are a garage door installer in Marietta, Georgia. You got these 75 questions that people are asking. Is that on your website? And if it's not on your website, you need to take that and put it on your website and not just spray and pray or throw it on there. You want to curate that information with the AI of your choice, Gemini, Chat GPT, Claude, whatever it may be, and say something like, hey, here's 75 questions people are asking. Can you please organize these and group them by topic so I can make FAQ pages on my website? And that's FAQ pages on your website are huge. And then they
Big
have
right
to
now.
be
Yeah.
they have to be interlinked, right? So you would take all those questions and let's say 75 questions makes 5 pages. And all those 5 pages, you got any, 5, 10, 15 questions all broken down. And then you want to link them daisy chain, right? So you want to link them together so that the Google crawler bot can get to the page and then go through and find them, right? And you're doing a lot of that stuff on page. The other half of the battle with showing up in AI is what does the internet say about you? It's the off page. And so that's what you really have to be more concerned about. The AI, Chat GPT will only cite your website so much. It needs third party confirmation verification, just like you mentioned BBB. The BBB sucks, right? I mean, they were basically on the verge of a dinosaur. And last
Thought they were
year,
gone.
yeah,
Yeah, I
last
thought
year
they
they
were
became
gone.
important again, and I think they realized it because they've started their cold calling again. But it is worth spending the $600 to have your BBB verified business. So it is totally worth the money. The
All day.
second thing, Chamber of Commerce. Join as many Chamber of Commerces that you can. Like if you're in a certain, if you're a roofer and you're taking care of 5, 6, 7 cities, then like you should be in 4 or 5 Chamber of Commerces because the
Yeah,
AI,
I'm going old school. These chamber of commerce, that's what we're talking about. These BNIs, it's like the human element. Like you don't have to show up to the meetings at 7 o'clock in the morning or host a breakfast or anything like that. But like, yeah, like you're saying, join them. They're dirt cheap. AI's paying attention to it. Why not? Right?
yeah. Oh, I mean, you talk about BNI. I mean, BNI is great for most people. There does come a point where most people get too busy and then, you have to leave or you can't fulfill it. But I mean, if you're a contractor, I mean, I talk to a lot of young guys just starting out. I mean, a lot of my clients in the garage door industry, they'll have worked for a franchise guy for a while and then realize like, oh, I can make more money if I do this myself, or I just don't like what's going on here. And they start as the one chucking the truck and you try to make them professional, tell them all they need to be in BNI for a year or two. It's totally worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful, man. So like, okay, what's the next? So that's the audit,
Okay,
right?
so that's the audit, and then you're putting information on your website, and now you want to start getting information on the internet about you. So the reason I bring up BNI is they don't even realize how powerful their network is. Everyone in a BNI chapter or in your town, like you don't have to it doesn't have to be BNI, is you want to start exchanging content on different websites. So let's just say you pick whatever city you service, go find a couple of realtors, reach out to them and try to get content on their website that talks about you. You can offer to, so you and I are used to getting email pitches for link exchanges and content, right? So people outside of SEO probably have no idea what we're talking about. But the one of the ranking factors with just regular search and the AI is locality and website mentions. So if there's powerful realtors or other businesses in your area that are somewhat related to your niche. So if you're a roofer, a realtor makes sense, and other contractors. Can you get an article on their website that mentions you as either an author, a local expert, offering to do roundup articles? So this is getting into like a little bit more harder to do. One of the biggest things right now that you can do to get found in any of these AIs is get on any type of best of list. Best plumbers in a city, best contractors in a city. Now, if you are watching and listening to Carbon Eye and you're trying to go out and find this stuff, you're going to probably find it a little hard because the secret is basically have to go make this stuff. So you need to start, relationships with people and offer to write these articles, buying other websites, building other websites. I mean, that's kind of what we do. Sometimes we have multiple websites that are legit websites where they have hundreds of articles and we will interview local people. So you can, if you have a lot of clients in one area, we'll hire writers to do interviews and put like real lifestyle pieces on there because you do all this work because if you're selling a $10,000 garage door, you definitely will do all this work to get that new client. So all these things you can do, anything where you can get another website mentioning you, either in a keyword, an anchor as an author, listicle, best of. So if you're watching this and you're a contractor, how many of your buddies are also contractors who have websites? You can kind of start doing this stuff amongst yourselves, but you do need someone like Carm or I or a good SEO person to do the organization because you don't want to leave a footprint, right? So if you're watching this, just don't go out and start writing all stuff on your friend's website saying you're the best. There's more nuance to it, but that is one
A little
one of
more
the ways that you can
difficult
do
than
it.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, people think it's like that, it's just, like, easy, but you have to stack things, you have to layer things, I always like to explain it, it's just not like, "Okay, if I do this, I get this," it's you have to layer things and layer things and layer things and just keep like it's like an ecosystem, right? It's like a 20-layer cake, basically. It's that's the way it is. It's
You ever get those
complex.
calls? Contractors get the calls, "Oh, you've made our best of list, and we'd love to give you this award. It's $2,500." Hey, sometimes that's a worthwhile $2,500. It wasn't used to. Like, I was totally against that over the last couple years. But those fake best of lists get shown inside of the AI.
Yeah. I mean, that's why, these podcasts that we do, right? Like that's part of the whole ecosystem as well. Like, okay, I'm going to go on here and this is going to be beautiful. We're going to have a great conversation, but it creates the content. That content's going to live on YouTube. That's going to be transcribed. I'm going to have it on a blog page somewhere or a pillar page or whatever. And it's,
As soon as you publish this, I'm going to my press mentions on my personal website, blairwitkowski.com, of all the places I appeared, and I'm going to say top three
yeah.
roofers, talking about AI, because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to associate my name as AI SEO for gutters and
Mhm.
garages.
Yeah. Cause that's the future, right? Like you don't want to be, in the past, right? You're not promoting the cotton gin. You want to go on to the next thing, right? Because that's going to be extinct coming up, right?
It is.
So,
And, the AI is easy is as we're talking about with all doing all these kind of things, some people are probably like, either I don't know what you're talking about or do that seems totally bizarre, but the AI is easily influenced. So there's an added layer. You just, as you mentioned, the layer on top of layer. So as you're doing this, you have your audit, you've got your website content, you've got the content that's created about you other places. Well, you want to have like a big inventory of all these website links, of all this information, because then you're going to feed it back to the AI. I think this is where a lot of people miss the mark on doing AI SEO is they never take it to the next level. They'll do some of this stuff, but not complete it. So you have Grok, which is a fantastic AI platform. We talk about perplexity and stuff, but all this information, you want to take bits and pieces of it and go into free AI accounts. So, I'm sure you have a paid Chat GPT account and paid Gemini. We're giving some deep secrets here. You want to go into another Gmail account, into a free Gemini, take a couple of these links and say, I am researching local roofers to replace my 25-year-old roof. These companies keep coming up. Can you tell me about them? Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to make the AI read all the stuff that you just made or that's out there about you, and then have the AI understand it's curated about you. And the reason we say you go into a free account rather than paid, the big difference between a paid account is the AI doesn't train on your data in a paid account. So it's kind of like your secret confessor. You can say all this stuff and no one's really going to know till the government wants to buy it. But in the free side, they're training the data. So you actually can start training the AI to think that you are the best roofer in Bayonne, New Jersey.
but man, yeah, and that's a little secret. Like, and people don't realize that the difference between the free accounts, the paid accounts, using your account, it knows you, right? Like it knows who you are. It's going to tell you what you want to hear because it's trained on you. Beautiful, man. So now, I mean, after that, I mean, how do you see it like where the contractors are actually going to start just flourishing in AI versus getting away from the traditional kind of stuff like the website, the Google map? I mean, is that like, do you think that's in like 6 months, a year, 2 years? Like, where do you
I think most business owners are starting to flourish from AI, but I mean, my opinion, I think we all agree, if you don't have a website, so the AI will never replace your website. You still need some type of repository on the internet for all your information. So your website and all your immediate like social and digital assets, your LinkedIn page, all your social accounts. If anyone who's like really into this, we talked about a Medium account, a Buy Me Coffee, your blog stuff, like that's never going away, but how you're using it is shifting. And one thing that we did, and I'm sure you've done this too, is all our contact forms where you say, how did you find us? It now says, did you find us in Google or search? Did you find us in Chat GPT or another AI? Did you read one of our reviews? And we're asking a couple of questions, and you would be surprised how much people are saying that. Oh, you just reminded me talking about tracking mentions in Chat GPT. Dude, what converts? So we use what converts for phone tracking. It tracks phone calls right out of Chat GPT. We're having clients when that email comes in, because I get copied on every phone call because you have to prove to people that this stuff works. And right where at the top of what converts email, when a client gets a phone call, it will tell you where it came from. it's citing Chat GPT, and nothing makes me more happier than that coming in. I'll screenshot it on my phone and text the guy. I'm like, "Hey, look at that," you know? So you
It
can
is
definitely track
exciting.
it.
It's exciting, like, we do that too, we post like, "Hey, we're getting" we post that on social, "Hey, we're getting leads from ChatGPT or AI or
Yeah.
whatever, Gemini." It is exciting, it's cool, something
You know,
different.
it's not just like search where if someone's in Tampa, Florida, and they're looking for someone in Charlotte, North Carolina, and then someone's in Charlotte looking for someone in Charlotte, North Carolina, they're gonna have 2 different results, just like Google search. It's curtailed to what your history is, what's there. So as a business owner and contractor, this stuff is super important. What we're sharing and talking about sounds like all cool and all this, but like this is the bare necessity at this point. Like if you're working with someone who's not doing this, you're throwing your money away, right?
What do you think about like, I always like to explain too, like, the buyer's intent kinda changes, so, if I'm on AI and I'm doing all this research and I do make the call, if I do make, the conversion, right? They're more predispositioned to work with you already because they've
Yes.
already done all this homework. It's not like just going in and going, "Who's the roofer near me? Okay, these guys have good reviews. Let me call, let me email, text." Like somebody that's actually going through all this research is like they're showing up like ready to buy. They're a little
Yeah,
easier.
you are so right. The lead you get from a Chat GPT or a Gemini is so much further down the path to just pulling the trigger and doing something than random ones. And one of the reasons I think is most Americans, most people give way too much credit to the AI. They think it's like way smarter than it is. What
Like
it
the voice
really
of God.
is, it
Yeah, like it's
what it really
blindly.
is it just reads the data. Like we just talked about all these things that you're doing and how you can trick it, right? So you can basically make it say you're the best anything you want, but the average person doesn't know that. So when the average person says, best concrete driveway installer, and the AI says, here's 3 companies, like they really think they're the best ones. I mean, the old joke, I know you've probably said this to clients and stuff, just because someone shows up for the word best roofer does not mean they are the best roofer. They're just
By
working with the
far.
best SEO company.
Exactly, and that's why we have this podcast. It's like, well, who are the real best roofers in town? Like, maybe not the ones that are like, you know, $50 million private equity company or something like that, right? It's like, who are you trying to figure out? Like, who
Yeah.
really is the best, right?
Are you using like all the different AI platforms? Like, do you have accounts with all of them?
Yeah, so I'm more on like, the person to person side, the sales and marketing side. I'm more high touch than high tech. But then my brother, he's like the nerdy ops guy, right? So then he's the one that, keeps up with everything. He's the one that actually uses it and shows me how he's using it so I can like convey that to other people. But yeah, he's definitely into it.
The AI also is very, very detrimental to businesses. We talked about in the beginning of why you want to audit what all the AI says, because a lot of times it has misinformation. So think of how many people's name are very similar.
Yeah.
It could pull someone's name associated with a different company and have the completely wrong information. It could say that they closed. It could say that they had a DUI. So we're using the AI to do a lot of reputation management too. So you can change very quickly what Gemini and things say about you. So if you did, a lot of times like business owners will split with their partner, and sometimes it's ugly and there's a lawsuit, and that stuff is out there. And if you don't have new, fresh, good information, the AI has nothing else to pull from but the old garbage. So making sure you're working with a good SEO company, a marketing company who's pushing you out there to these platforms is super important. As a roofer, we know we all got these crazy clients. You've got that 1, 2, 3 bad reviews. I mean, how many of our clients, of our contractors, they by accident or on purpose crossed the wrong person and they're retired and they have so much time on their hand and they're going to next door and they're going to every single platform leaving bad reviews. They're building websites with the company's name saying bad, don't use that. Like we've seen it all, right? So the AI can protect you and help negate a lot of that.
They're even using the AI to write it. Like I've actually had clients where It they get goofy reviews, fake reviews. Like one of them was like, this guy came to my house and he's the owner of the company and he was smelled like weed. And then, they gave him another one where he's like hitting on my wife. He's like, I don't even show up. I don't go to people's houses. I don't do roof inspections. I run the company. I've been running the company for 40 years. I don't go out and do inspections. Like, what are they even talking about? Like, this
Yeah,
isn't me. Like another one, like just goofy stuff like that, right? Um, but yeah, I mean, that being said, like, so we talked about like the visibility because I mean, it's that's that switch of like visibility, like versus traffic. Like the old way was just getting traffic. Now it's like it's a visibility platform, right?
right. And I think how people use the internet has definitely changed. So even if you show up, they're going to your website or researching you, but they're still also researching one or two other companies. I know on a big ticket item, unless you have a referral from like your brother or your neighbor that you really trust, and it's like, no, call this guy and that's it. The average person, I know when it comes to gutters, homeowners just think gutters are a commodity. They do not understand that there's a vast difference between the three guys coming to your house. Like you mentioned, one's all using subs. One guy, may have a whole different, might barely be falling off that ladder from being on weed. And then the guy over here could just be excellent. But I mean, I have clients in the gutter industry who do excellent work, but dudes just don't brush their teeth or tuck their shirt in. They look like, a goof. And I'm like, hey, dude, like, you're losing quotes because of just your personal appearance and stuff here. And the same way, you'll go to someone's website and the website looks ridiculous, or it's like not optimized for pictures and words, or it's built on Wix or Squarespace or something and it's not real. And you're like, you want me to spend 25 grand on a roof and you have a one page, a free Wix website?
Yeah, yeah. And the sad thing is, it's really not hard to do like $1 million in roofing, right? I mean, if you think about that for a $20,000 roof, that's like 50 roofs. Well, I mean, and same thing like gutters they're big, garage doors, it's big ticket items, right? So, and you see these guys, it's like, yeah, you're running this multi-million dollar company and you've got like a $2, I think it's like the old Zig Ziglar days, the old famous sales guy. He's like, you got $500 pair of shoes and you don't want to afford a $2 shoe shine.
Right.
It's
I mean,
kind of similar.
right. Hey, you're a roofer, but you don't have at least 20 or 30 shingle colors on your website.
Yeah, you're
What the heck?
Yeah, or you're driving a $120,000 truck and, you have 10 of them and you don't wanna put, $2 and you're shooting yourself in the foot, basically.
Man, you are so right about that. These guys, all contractors, I think that's all businesses. They don't want to invest. And then how many times you get the call and it's already too late, right? I mean, I literally got a call from a gutter company last week that was panicked because one of their guys who was fired all of a sudden magically is in Google Maps. So they fired a guy like 4 months ago. They had no idea what happened to him. Well, he started his own company and he hired an SEO company and he's in Google Maps and they're like freaking out. They're like, how did this happen? And it's like, well, it could be the fact that your website hasn't been updated since 2014.
Yeah, and don't sleep on, "Hey, I just been in business for 40 years," and I mean, these new guys will come and they will eat your lunch.
They
I
will
hear
eat
that
your
all the
lunch.
time. Yeah,
Because the thing with this just social media, not that everyone has to be like all over social media all the time, but in major markets, when you start Googling and searching for a service, I think homeowners are I mean, you see this, the short videos, YouTube shorts, reels are actually coming up as a result. I mean, in some, like I know this is big in like Tampa because I have a client in Tampa. Um, Under search results, there literally is a Google row for, and it says right on there, a short form video, and there's reels and TikToks and threads and Facebook videos right there. Like, so and that's why working with someone like you who will do the social for companies, we're using all this software like, hey, go send me. I tell my clients, like, just go talk to the phone for 15 minutes. So then I can make a bunch of video of you with the AI and have you talk to people.
yeah, and it's easier now than ever, right? So, I mean, we talked about, like, visibility, ranking, authority, traffic. I mean, how else are you using AI, like, for social media, for building things, for actually, like, getting things done?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Like I actually am running my own ads with Creatify. So a Creatify is one of those where you can use an AI avatar on there. And so we were testing different ads for gutters and garage door guys where we're having a man, sell gutter guards, right? And then we'll do the same ad in a woman's voice with just a regular looking woman. And the ad with the woman gets way more phone calls.
all day, like, that's like a fact, like, if you
Yeah.
have a woman talking on your video instead of a man, like, yes, it gets way
Yeah.
more
We've had the client, we've had a gutter guy go to go to give an estimate, and they're like, "No, no, where's Diane?" And he's like, "Who are you talking about?" He's like, "No, the one who does the ad and all your videos talking." And he had to tell the person, "No, that actually is a fake person," and they just literally couldn't believe it.
right? I love it, man, I love it.
Yeah,
And
so
that's a
we were
that's
using AI for the videos, of course, AI for, like, organizing things, and really, I'll tell you what, AI has been helped us immensely in reporting to clients, like, our client reports and the information we're able to give them every month is so much better because now, rather than me trying to figure out, like, "Okay, well, let me decipher Google Analytics and all this stuff."
yeah, let me get the spreadsheet out, let me mark
Right.
it down here on a whiteboard,
Yeah,
yeah.
now I can now you basically with Claude and Grok, you're like, "Hey, tell me, 5 good points and 2 bad points that I can send to my client." So let's show both sides of it, what's my progress, and they like that a lot more.
I love using it too for, like, just standardizing things and systematizing things. Like, I always explain to people, like, when you call, like, an Amazon, right, or you deal with their customer service, it's the same system every time. It's not, well, this guy does it one way and this guy does it another way, especially in sales. Like, if somebody is interacting with your company, if you're a roofing company, a garage door, like, it should be the same system. They should get X amount of touches, the same kind of care, the same messaging. Shouldn't be, well, Susie does it this way and then Billy over here does it this way. Well, you're going to see the one that has it most systematized is going to be the one that wins the most, right? And it's going to be the best.
Your clients on House Call Pro, are any of them using House Call Pro's AI phone service?
We are getting them to finally implement it.
It's
Sometimes
fantastic. It is so
yeah,
fantastic.
yeah, we love it. Yeah, let's talk about that. The conversions that you can use from AI. I mean, basically, it's like a very premium answering service, right? Like it picks up when you can't pick up. If you're taking longer than 15 to 20 seconds, it'll pick up. People just think they're just gonna leave a voicemail, but there's like a 50% drop from leaving voicemails or off hours, right? Like, I always tell them, like, "Hey, man, don't sleep on nights and weekends because that's gonna be your cheapest cost per acquisition. You're gonna make more money by just something stupid like clicking a button." Even a bad AI implementation is better than nothing, right?
I mean, with the call tracking, I can't tell you how many times I'm looking through the reports and a client, and this is really true with gutter guys. "Hey, this is Mrs. So and so. You guys were here on Monday. I just was looking for that quote." And you're like, "Oh my goodness, you didn't send back the quote?" I mean, at the very least, have AI do this for you. And then
Yes.
also you just missed the phone call. So either A, you saw the number come up on the caller ID, right? So any contractor who still has the main phone in their pocket and they're also on the ladder, you're crazy at this point, right? You need to work with someone like Carm or me and get this fixed. So that's the first problem. And if you saw Mrs. Jones come up and you knew you didn't get that quote and you also didn't want to answer that phone, you're doubly crazy because now she's probably has someone else's quote and she thinks you don't want the business. I mean, this is where the AI can really, really help people. And again, we're oversimplifying it. It's still hard to implement. That's why you just hire someone, but just the missed calls and also your billing. Man, how many of you guys out there, I say you guys, how many contractors out there have outstanding balances? You can have AI platforms text and call on your behalf. I mean, everyone gets automated calls and you can have your voice you know, and I know some people don't want to talk to the AI, which is surprisingly, I'm talking to you about this stuff. I hate talking to the AI because I know
Nobody likes it, but it's
nobody
becoming
likes it.
more.
I'm the one telling to do it, but I like get so irritated. But I found even myself for the last year, I'm even changing. Like, all right, fine, I'll make the reservation through AI. Fine, I'll do this and that, and gotten better.
Well, you'd rather have the instant gratification and then wait to call back. Like if I fill out, let's say I go old school and I fill out a web form on your site or a chat bot on your site, you want that instant text back or call back to intake you a little bit, or you want the ability to book the inspection right on your calendar
Yeah.
right away. And
Well,
the
oh,
longer
the
you
missed
wait,
call text back. You're right. I think the bare minimum at this point in the world is a missed call text back. You just missed someone's phone call. You should have something texting that person saying, "Hey, I saw you called. I'm so sorry I missed it. How can I help you?" I mean, right? What can I do? People. I mean, I definitely like that. I love to be able to text and stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, you don't have to be active for that. Like you were saying, if you're the person that's like on the roof for, doing the work and you can't physically pick it up, I mean, you can have the AI just little mini like, "Hey, missed your call. What's going on? Oh, you got a roof leak? Great. I could come out there tomorrow. Can we book the inspection?" I mean, it could do it for you, but even just minimally, just having something in there and then building it out over time, you know.
Yeah, and then AI prospecting for contractors. I mean, a lot of my gutter and garage guys, one of their great referral sources are HOA or property managers and property associations, and so you can use different AI tools to market to people on LinkedIn just to make that connection to say, hey, the famous Matt Easton hand raise. Hey, I just want to let you know I'm over here and we do commercial doors, and I know you manage several warehouses. We do, high speed doors, fast steel roll up, all that. Just raise my hand. I mean, it's great for stuff like that.
Yeah, and I mean that's a big thing on the commercial side for my guys. They're always like, "Oh, we're relationship driven." But yeah, like you said, like these little hand raisers, these little micro touches. We had a client last month. All we did was we sent a simple message to all the people that didn't convert from the year before because last year was an off year in roofing, retail wise, and everybody was kicking the can down the road, right? So he had a record month and it was just simply like, "Hey, we sent you, that estimate last year. Did you pull the trigger on it?" It was like something so simple. It was like a one-liner and he had a record month, he sold like half a million in in roofs where he didn't get any more new leads. It wasn't I mean, we did get him new leads on top of that. It wasn't all just that. It was simple. It was a simple AI text automation.
What did you guys use for that? What platform?
We just did it right out of Go High Level.
Okay.
And we had it cooked in, and it wasn't anything complex, it was just a one-liner, and it
Yeah,
was
go
beautiful.
high level does make some of that stuff super easy. I'm not crazy about the go high level AI voice. Like I think there's some other better platforms out there, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, and especially for, going back to now is the time, right? Everything is it's very cheap to implement. Like, these systems used to cost a lot of money. Having a we use Go High Level because we used to have Salesforce. Salesforce was tens of thousands of dollars, right? Go High Level is not tens of thousands of dollars, and it has everything cooked into it. So, I mean, even if you're a small-time contractor, you can implement this stuff for dirt cheap.
And most solid SEO companies like you and me will give you a high level account. That's the beauty of that is if you're watching this and you're like, what are you talking about? They start Googling it. High level is so overwhelming to people who aren't in the industry. That's why you work with companies like us who are established and know what they're doing and actually like, yeah, no, you get this.
Yeah, it's all about systems, right? Like I'm a big systems guy. It's just we have this system, we just overlay it on your company and we customize it to fit the way that you do business. That's really the only way I ever explain it to people. So that way it makes sense. Beautiful. So closing this out, I mean, is there anything that we missed, like future proofing or anything like that? Anything else that you wanted to touch on? Well,
Man, I think we talked about a lot of different things. I think protecting your reputation online as a business owner is super, super important. Getting reviews. Also, having people who are ready to leave you a review in your back pocket to counteract that crazy client is always very important. That's another big thing. You ever someone just leave you that terrible review, you should always have a couple people who you can call on, specifically who are local guides to do that. I'll say, hey, I need someone to leave a review right after this bad one. So that's my parting word of wisdom for the day.
I love it, man. I love it. And then I mean scam wise, like the only thing I would like, what's the most common AI I mean, I see a lot of, like, AI cannibalization of your brand name. You see a lot of people, "You only pay us when we pay you," or whatever, like, I mean, what's the kinda, like, AI scam that's out there that you
Yeah,
see a lot, give,
man,
like,
there's
marketers a bad name?
well, just what you said. I think, as a contractor, you are if you're on social media, you are retargeted and targeted by these crazy ads of, "Hey, we'll do XYZ, 50 leads, no money." Man, I'm telling you, that stuff is not true. You know it, I know it, and the whole contractors need to know it. But now they're trying to use the AI to say, they can do it at a higher level and a bigger one. But talking about scams, what I did see come back is the AI phone calls. of asking to like deliver materials and get people's credit card over the phone and everything, or they're using it a lot more for that, which is very scary. That we've had a couple garage door guys where they would get, hey, I just want to buy weather stripping. Hey, and then they'll run a card and you're like, well, so what? They want to try to do a fake card for $56. Well, if everyone knows how those transactions work, they got their $56 and you're out $56, right? The Venmo scam, that's a real big one with contractors right now, is they'll like contractors will get like a $500 Venmo payment because they put on their website, they accept Venmo as a payment. And then they'll say, oh, sorry, I paid the wrong gutter company. This has happened. And the gutter guy will refund it, but it's two different transactions. And because they're using a stolen card or stolen banking information.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of that and a lot of, saying that they're a company that you know that you work with. So, like, if you're a roofer, it could come from a supply
Yes.
company, and it looks like an email coming
Yes.
from the supply company, but it's not. I get a lot from I'm part of, like, NRCA and then the local Chicago CRCA, and I'll get a lot of, like, spoofing emails where it looks legit. It looks like it's coming from them, and then you really have to, like, you know, tap on, "Okay, who's this email coming from?" And it's, from Bangladesh or wherever the hell it's coming from. But, just the scammers are really going to be out there, in full force with the AI. So, like, buyer beware, right?
It is. Man,
All
thanks
right,
so
my
much.
man.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. Like I said, man, I look up to you. You're just killing it in the roofing industry. Just, man, such an honor to be here. Thanks.
You too, my man. You too. You're a smart guy and you are awesome, man. You are killing it too. So I love it. Thank you, brother. Talk to you soon.